travel stuff for you, but welcome to Corey Loses, where today we are finishing off our Fall of the Republic 1.3 preview playthrough as the CIS in the new Rimward campaign. We have, over the course of the last month or so, slowly enveloped the Republic in a nice galactic hug. So today we're going to be finishing out the campaign, which means we have to take at the very least Rathana, Munis Mandel, Rigneldia, and now Hutta to have all of the level 3 and 4 shipyards. Probably take a few other planets on the way, but that is our primary goal for today. Last time, we got attacked and they broke out of Foremost, but we are not going to let that stand. There is a Praetor out there, but we're going to go through there. We took Antimeridius, so we can finally move this other fleet over. So I think we are going to take one of these diamonds in the very laggy Battle of Rigneldia. Or Battle of Antimeridius. And that's a thing that I've been trying to put some more focus in figuring out, is what exactly is causing some of the slowdowns. And I think very particle-heavy death clones is one of the potential causes at the moment. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the particles, both with death clones and outside. It's not just death clones, but when a death clone's there, that's like a big source of particles. Looks like Rigneldia doesn't have much to defend, because they sent them all to attack on Foremost. And even the ones at Foremost, they have moved out into the rest of the galaxy, so they're going to be elsewhere. But, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all excited for some Republic falling. Which one are you? You are Hololive Council. You know what? I'm going to also put more of these guys over on this side. And we will have Barbados Lupus Rex, Munificent, regular Munificent, just over there. We have Musky Husk, we have Montillions, we have B1 Party Bus, and we have Magnificent Munificent. Then on this other side, I am going to drop in Charlie's Toe, Captain America, Magic School Bus, and Enterprise, with some help from Square Peg class landing ship. But we have the EaW playthrough also going on, and I don't think that's going to be an incredibly long playthrough. So I'm kind of thinking before the month is out, I'll be posting at least one more playthrough start, or one more unit submission request thing. I'm really hoping that we're also going to be able to get to a Mandalorian playthrough soon, because it looks like we're going to go straight into the Mandalorians for Revan's Revenge rather than starting with the Republic. We've got a lot of the core stuff done, so it's not impossible that we're going to be able to do that. Now it's asking, will there ever be a feature that we could possibly name our own ships or own pictures? Unfortunately, there's no way to do like text entry in the game. There's no way that we can do that. When I do these for the playthrough, I'm coding in each of these units as a separate unit that just has the text there. So unfortunately, for anyone who wants to have those kinds of ships that are named themselves in their own playthrough beyond just the poorly done base game stuff where there's the random name, like there is for Tide of Progress 12 there, it has to be done by manually coding stuff in. But short of the... So there's probably going to be at least one Thrawn's Revenge or Fall of the Republic playthrough that's posted as we lead into the Revan's Revenge one. Because I don't think it's going to be like the next one, like starting next week or anything. We're kind of getting there. I'm going to try to give some other games a little bit of room and do some other video types in the meantime too. Alright. I've still got my slightly used shot glass from last night's X2 stream. I did something I haven't done in years and left long before the stream ended for that one. I set boundaries. So they have posted the vlog from when Charlie and I went to visit Ek. So that's on X2 itself. I don't know if Marmar, if you want to try to post a link or something in chat here, if you could. It might just block it, which is fair, but if it tries to censor it, I'll show it. Axe cuts for the Galactic Mega Corporation have been destroyed by a ground-to-space cannon overslinging. Yeah, I need to get out of there. What's the best direction to go on that? I think we want to just move over to Brickia. Or to Nimbon. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move you in there, and I'm gonna try to invade Ringneldio with these. Nope, actually that's gonna be some supplementary forces, but that's all just B1, so I'm not gonna do that. Unfortunately, it looks like YouTube blocked it. Maybe I'll post on the community page once the stream's done. It's like 15 minutes of me, Ek, and Charlie in real life. Mostly Charlie, less me. I did some of the filming, but what do I think of the AOTR update that released a week ago? So, basically any Empire War playthroughs that I'm doing, other than like testing for TR, you're seeing on the channel. So it's been quite some time since I've played any other EaW mods. I am thinking next Friday, we'll do another stream here on YouTube itself, and I'll do the Stargate Pegasus Chronicles new release, because they have a new story campaign. So that could be fun. Okay, that's not great. You don't want to run into a bunch of scout bikes with the Jedi. That would just die. So this is really just a bunch of infantry. Yeah. We're probably gonna lose the artillery. No, we're okay. We're okay for now. Okay. That could have been much worse. Let's try to get over to the next landing zone. The Dwarf Spider droids, they're all anti-vehicle. So we've got a lot of anti-vehicle damage. And Sora should be able to kill this ATTE without anything else to cause problems. He is going to start getting shot by more of those little anti-infantry weapons on it. Am I going to stream Homeworld 3 when it comes out? Yeah, I assume so. That might be a thing that I might even do with Mark or something. Because Mark and I are planning on doing some Sins 2 when multiplayer comes out, which should be not too long from now. And I know Mark's a big fan of Homeworld. So there's a very good chance that I play it at least alone a little bit, and a decent chance that me and him play some together. I'm here. Minecraft Legends? I'm more into Minecraft Disney canon. We're not going to be able to get to that artillery, are we? Okay, well let's try to just keep running up then. And I'm going to get the Proto-Deca in. The Proto-Deca is not afraid of artillery. Ooh, shit. Let's get crab droids in there for the infantry. Don't shoot my spider droids. No, how? You know what? Fine. I've got no choice. If that's how you're gonna be, and you don't know me anymore. Like, they don't have any structures, so I'm actually... I don't have much of a reason not to use those on it. Okay. It's possible around that the fact that I haven't done live streams on YouTube as regularly is part of why it's not showing stuff as much. So maybe if I'm getting back into the regular Friday YouTube live streams, it'll be more cooperative with that. Otherwise, maybe the algorithm has just decided that live streams are actually shit. But YouTube is really trying to get into more live stream stuff, so they've even added this cool fucking Q&A option, which I don't know when that was put in, but maybe I'll try that at some point. Alright, we want it foremost.
Planetary control achieved.
We don't have that much for vehicles any. Oh, son of a bitch. I made a mistake. I made many mistakes. Okay, I need to filter out all the ground stuff again. Oh, did I actually get them all out? I did.
Final arming sequence engaged.
That's actually kind of surprising. Okay. So, we are going to get you and you. Nimbon, I'm probably just going to get that into some light vehicles. And you're actually light vehicles on the corner there, so let's do heavy vehicles. Nimbon. It's the massive tank unit. That is a proto-deca. It is a mission reward unit, which I got for completing missions. And we have another mission that I think wants to be completed. Taking Rishi. But Rishi is there. So it's kind of like the last planet we'd take in almost any direction. I guess we could do Yukio to Rishi to Kamino. But I'd kind of rather do Munis Mandal as our next target that direction. Does Gurjak have... Yeah, Yensu can support an invasion somewhere. I think we can do that. So let's go for Munis Mandal. Not Howie Mandel, but it's the next best thing. Is this on the large map? This is a new map that's not one of the progressive maps. It's a regional campaign. So it's only about 60 or so planets, which is considerable, but not one of the largest in the map, in the mod.
Tactical battle imminent.
There was... So, we used to laugh a lot at a mod database post. Anyways, a mod database post where they were like posting about TR, and they called it a large-scale map for Empire at War. And this was at a time when, like, if you weren't a Half-Life mod database could not give less of a fuck about you. Alright, so we got Black Eagle over all other houses. We got TF. We have a few Sabayoffs. Lucid Voice. Exployers. My soul shall live on. Boy who cried wolf. I'm gonna get these diamonds in as fast as possible. It's fine.
Got you on the comm. Battle stations.
We also want sponsored by Hondo and Naka. Okay, hold on.
Parameters.
We are gonna get Avalon's Ace of Spades. Ditto. Case Ontario.
Bearing set.
And I guess the healing from Reactor Go Boom will help. Not a ton, but Raptor Captor Benefactor.
Destination confirmed.
And Missile Challenge Advertisement, which has not happened yet.
Captain here.
So I did edit the second of the
Awaiting orders.
Galactic Battlegrounds videos today, so that should go up tomorrow.
Update. Republic bomber attack run has met with failure.
I don't think Yansu died in the prior
Frigate
episode.
reporting.
It's possible that I loaded the wrong save file.
You have been designated for termination. Accessing Minarda.
I got some Jedi killed and some other thing,
Lock
but
on target.
I don't think Yansu died.
You enlighten me. Well named.
The missile launches are the primary
Well.
target.
Eliminated.
Yeah, I don't think we've gone back an episode or a save file. Do I prefer CIS or Republic? I personally like the CIS ship designs more than almost any other faction in Star Wars. So that's probably my answer. Would you rather everything always taste like mayo or mustard? I mean, mustard's fucking disgusting. Mayo is fine. Okay, did I mess something up then? I went for 42. Yansu died. One 42. No, meh.
Highly accurate shooting.
No, Order 66 does not require that Anakin still be alive.
Revealing programming and running.
Mustard is fucking nasty. Like, I will accept it as like a mixed part of broader recipe, but I have never once bought mustard in my life, and I never will.
Target unit located.
Hey, Blake.
Enemy unit.
How's it going?
Visual scanning operation.
Hope you're doing well. Like, I had mustard growing up. It's not just that I've never been exposed to mustard, but it's fucking gross. I've never learned if I'm one of the people that thinks, is it cilantro and like soap that it tastes like for some people? Whatever herb or spice it is, I've never been able to check whether I hate it or not.
Activity alert.
I don't think not liking mustard is like one of my weirder fucking food takes.
Reservation logic activated. How are you doing that?
Like, it's not a universal take, but I think it's fairly well understood that mustard is at least controversial. Like, I'm not about to eat a fucking a hot dog with mustard slathered. But I don't tend to eat most of the things that mustard would be on in the first place, like sandwiches or hot dogs in a bun.
General protection fall.
So like if I'm making a barbecue sauce, there's nothing wrong to me. I've never done it, but with putting mustard in that, for example. Like if you have a touch of mustard in the barbecue sauce, that's understand. That's like just part of the process. But if you're like putting mustard on a hamburger or something in a noticeable way, I don't understand that. And I used to put mustard on hundreds of burgers a day. I had to do this thing that I was so morally opposed to.
Target destroyed. Visual scan confirmation.
Ready.
Enemy
Okay, what are you shooting at? Reactor go boom? That's probably fun. Ooh.
Back online.
Okay, yeah, that was at Reactor go boom. Not sponsored by Hondo and
Republic
Naka.
troops. Targets designated Alpha and Beta.
Okay, can I turn the Sabayoth frigate around? Jorus Sabayoth.
Operational. Ensure
Can
they
punch
are
through shields in
disabled
1.3.
permanently.
No, the hypervelocity gun has always gone through shield.
tracking audio disturbance.
Okay, we need to stay back.
Unit eliminated.
Target those lasers.
Separatist dreadnoughts.
Reporting in. Pressing the attack.
Okay, I think it's best if these guys go for the mini, the Carracks, and then for the Tens. It's probably going to be too far out of range for this to stop. Like, we're probably just gonna have to take Lucid Voice,
Kill enemy unit.
getting all those shot at it.
Daisy, Daisy.
Nothing we can do about that. The diamonds are too far out. Thank you, Kopak, for the donation. Very appreciated. Saying love your mods and lore videos. We're glad you enjoyed them.
Activating defense algorithm.
I did a fancy video today with the thumbnail that I was really happy with for
Damage.
like a animated campaign map, but it was like just following the Bad Batch. Maybe I'll do that on the community page instead of the X2 video because I'm not getting paid for the X2 video. But I want to try to do that with like Andor and definitely Mando before Mando season 3 comes out.
Orders.
They're a ton of work, so maybe I'll see if I want to do
Communications are necessary for backup.
There's nothing more fun than spending like 20 hours in a week on one specific video, and then it makes like $5.
How are you doing that? Feeling like me. Stop the intruder.
What would I do if I saw a roach crawling along my monitor? I mean, it's not a hypothetical. If I saw it here now, I just have flashbacks and be very upset.
Planning for
But, like,
your imminent failure is now
They didn't
on.
go into my room very often at my last apartment, but they did sometimes. So they've made a stream camera.
Refusing programming and running.
When's the Fallen Order replay happening, if it still is? I'm gonna start that the first or second week of February. They want to try to line that up with Jedi Survivor coming out.
Protect the control
And it
tower.
shouldn't take... It's not a super long game,
Ability from becoming
so
clear.
I don't want to start it too early.
Analysis.
But it's gonna be great actually having a new Star Wars game coming out.
If it looks like the Republic,
Hopefully don't have the same problems that I did on Squadron's launch night.
Mommy.
new unit online.
Someone here?
These are melting. Located.
No. I must have thought some of the weapon sound effects were Dana going through the cutlery drawer.
They're alive. They're alive.
We have not met requirements for success.
It's just so realistic. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You have been designated for termination.
I call. Direct fire at their
All units decommissioned immediately.
You pick a small amount of ships for a board game, which one should you choose? So like if I'm designing like an Armada style board game, or if I'm picking a fleet for like Armada or X-Wing.
Power up are you?
That could be an interesting question.
Machines are superior.
I think it's probably CR90 and Lancer make the cut. Nebulon B, and I'm just gonna list the EaW. Okay, so other than the tartan for the Lancer, I think the EaW rosters at their core weren't horribly picked. Like I'd do an MC80B instead of, or even MC90 instead of the Liberty, so at least it's a bit closer to parity with the IST2. It's not exact, but if you're doing a game like that, you make some allowance. But I don't think that's going to be a very popular thing. Like people aren't going to go out and buy the Star Wars game with the weird turd-looking ship that they don't recognize. So I think like Lancer, CR90, Nebulon B, maybe Carrack, ISD, Victory Destroyer. I wouldn't necessarily do the Acclimator like they did, but then on the Rebel side, oop, or Haska.
Construction complete.
Look who it is. My old nemesis.
Construction complete.
We can build Subjugator. We have the money. I'm gonna build a Subjugator.
Production.
And I am going to try to... Nope, I'm not fast enough. I wasn't fast enough anywhere. Okay, fine.
System lost.
You guys are just always... Damn it. Okay, I can't out-APM my own fleet movements. So, Ethan? But I really enjoyed Fallen Order, so I'm really looking forward to Jedi Survivor. I do hope we get another game release this year.
Your reinforcement.
Probably not gonna happen. Still, I can hope. Okay, Mirai.
Reinforcements.
And we'll get
on
the
Surpassed your hourly
recusants in there. We have Colloquoid
reinforcements
Swarm,
en route.
Dururu. That just makes me think of Farnsworth's Gargoyle.
Command
Azuzu.
Getting input submachine initiated.
The diamond is spinning legs. Then we have Thanks West End Games. Is this even canon? Auxilla, Blitz, and worst case Ontario and Dentry.
Take out the iron cannon.
Good news, everyone. How much of canon content is planned for Fall of the Republic, TR, etc.? Okay, so TR wouldn't really have anything because it's a separate timeline post Endor. Fall of the Republic, there's slightly more areas where the few things that exist in canon that are different from Legends would get in. Like, the Bad Batch is technically canon only, but like, if someone turns up next week on the team and says, hey, I made the Bad Batch models, we're probably just going to put that in as a command staff option and it'll be fine. But Imperial Reign is the only mod where there's like dedicated canon. There's like the canon options for what's a sub mod currently and an option in the future. So there's a few ships like the MC-75 and Starhawk, along with Hera and Radis, but those are the only options currently planned for that. For Imperials, there's like other sub-mod optional content that is under consideration. Thank you, Nearly Infinite Taurus, for the £5 donation saying, can't stay as I'm watching the affair, but I thought I'd stop and leave my best regards and a small gift of appreciation. Well, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy your affair. Kind of weird to announce that on a stream, but I'm not here to judge. But this is not a stream that co-signs adultery. Even if you're just watching adultery happen. Thanks, Jace. I can also not co-sign watching the streams at school. That is not the recommended. Disavow. I'm not responsible for any watching of the streams in places that are not part of the curriculum.
Auxilla standing by.
The engines are our primary target.
Okay, I'm gonna try to take out the engines first. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna just send the vultures over there. Because we've already taken out the enemy fighters.
Take out their engines.
We may as well just go for that.
Destroy turret.
Roger that. The lasers are our target.
Negative life force confirmed.
If we can kill all those ground units,
Power up for you.
I don't think they've moved any of the ones they already invaded with up to orbit, but
Target those lasers.
we can at least stop them from invading somewhere else, which is almost as good.
Activating defense algorithm. Death registered. Mark destroyed. Target destroyed.
I don't know why I've been coughing so much today. I don't go anywhere, so I can't be sick. Unless Dana brings stuff home, but then like she'd be sick first, so I have a early warning system. Ray of Hope gonna be part of IR? It's gonna be the Sins mod. While the Republic Hut stream when? I mean, pretty early on in point 4, it probably won't be impossible for that to happen.
Pursuit destroyer after disposal.
Like, with everything that Sky and Philo in particular did for the huts as fast as they
Oxo
did.
left pursuit destroyer.
We're super far ahead on some of the factions. Even Corelli has gotten a bit of a boost from Philo recently.
Audio disturbance. Enemy unit.
Yeah, 0.4 of Fall of the Republic. It's all gonna be 0.4. The good thing with the version numbers is that we keep them unified now. So it's point whatever for everything at once. Technically, there's going to be some stuff in the first Revan's Revenge version that's going to be, like, in 0.3 of Revan's Revenge that's meant to be 0.4 for TR and FOTR for some systematic changes, because Revan's Revenge is going to be last. And it gets the new position that Fall of the Republic used to have, where there's some of the more basic stuff, so it's easier to do certain things, which usually means in Fall of the Republic, that's just why it gets released first. But for Revan's Revenge, it'll mean it gets content a little bit earlier in the prior release cycle for at least one go. Hey, so Alexis,
Programming and running.
glad you can make it. Top 10 slug Pokemon? Slurms Mackenzie is the top slug Pokemon. I'm gonna save, because I don't know what's gonna happen next.
Research complete.
Ground invasion commencing.
So, I'm really not sure what's gonna happen after the Ariado campaign, like what the next one's gonna be beyond that. The Mando one, as soon as it's ready, that'll happen, but I'm not factoring that into the standard planning. And I just have no idea what makes most sense to do for the next campaign. It'll probably be less messy than the Ariado campaign has been. We've had a lot of unfortunate bugs just based on some of the other stuff that's been happening at the time. But hopefully nothing that breaks the whole campaign for us. So far, we haven't run into that. But if it does, I am willing to do what I did with the Empire of the Hand campaign and rebuild it. If that's what it takes, I will do it. What about the Empire of the Hand? So Empire of the Hand is going to be getting more new stuff soon, but they haven't changed that much for this build. So it doesn't make as much sense to do them now compared to just waiting one more version. Because it's also not like... Oh, the Elgato wants to update. That wasn't a crash. But yeah, like, it's not a super fan favorite faction with a lot of mass appeal, so doing 2 versions in a row is probably, especially when there's not much that's new, it's probably not going to be a thing people are clamoring for. But once they have the local units as part of their space roster, plus hopefully Cameron will be able to do ground designs,
We've secured a build pad.
then it'll be definitely worth it. Will or could the Warlord factions change much in the future? Not really. There's 1 or 2 units for some of the factions that haven't been completed. Like Zinj in particular was supposed to get another one. But that was anything that's planned there was covered in the initial roster announcements. Then there's still some stuff for like Zero Command. But beyond that, it's just any changes that come along with government mechanics, like the later era, like Turbulent, that kind of thing. Thank you, Noah, for the donations. Very appreciated. But yeah, we put a lot of thought into how the Warlords play in the last release. We don't want to... We're not going to be redoing that. We're happy with how it came out. For artillery.
We've lost a build pad.
You know what? You're just gonna go and get that. Yeah, like it's not impossible that there'd be one or two extra units beyond what was announced in the initial plans thrown in over the course of the rest of the mod's lifetime. But as far as stuff that's like actually planned or major reconfigurations of their rosters, that's not going to happen. They are safe where they are. Do I like FNAF? I have never played Five Nights at Freddy's. Unless that's a type of spice that I don't know. I assume it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, this lat has caused nothing but problems, and it needs to stop.
I understand.
Shoot them or something.
I hate clowns.
Okay, we need to not get so spread out on this.
Secured a build
Okay, Sora go in there so we can send them in.
Hey, we got here. Firing blaster.
That's mostly vehicles there now, so I'm gonna want the spider droids rather than just the battle droids and the crabs. The crabs I think are all there actually. I must have told this story on stream already, but my nephew ended up watching like YouTube videos of Poppy Playtime, which seems to be basically Five Nights at Freddy's thematically. I know it's not the same mechanics, but I've also never played that. And he's 5, so he should not have been watching that. It just got through the parental controls. He was like telling me stuff. My sister and I were like, okay, what the hell are you talking about? We didn't say it that way. But I started looking it up in the car. And he's like, how do you know Huggy Wuggy? Like, oh. How do you know Huggy Wuggy? We're not watching that anymore until you're 8. And the hope is that he forgets by the time he's 8. That shit doesn't stay popular for long. Thank you, Solana. Appreciate it, Jeremy. Okay, this is not the best use of an orbital bombardment. But I'm gonna feel better about myself after doing that. This battle has been a bit of a mess. Our whole army is a bit of a mess. Okay. You are gonna go get the last structure there.
I hate clowns.
This fucking lat. Okay. I need SPDs.
We got here. Roger, roger. Forming squad.
Like, I could have gone for the
destroyed.
for the victory point,
Destroyed.
but I figured they'd have all of their units over near the victory point. Come on. You almost had it, little Spider-Man. You're dead. You got it! Okay. You get a medal.
A build pad.
You didn't make it, so it's posthumous, but I'm gonna choke saying posthumous. But you still get the medal. Poppy's a cash grab. They've already made finish. I mean, we made the TR and Revan's Revenge merch before Revan's Revenge came out. Like, there hasn't been a Revan's Revenge version yet, but there has been this. 1 second. So, I am not sure if it's showing up on So we have the Revan Revenge Sith promotional pillow. So get those whenever Dana crochets 8,000 more of them. A low price of several $100s. Shit takes a long time to make. He made me an Empire of the Hand one with Thrawn on the other side and the Empire of the Hand logo. And then the Revan Sith and Revan face. Plus the little shinks that I've got sitting on the computer. Okay. I need to stop that from happening. Okay, just hit the vehicles. Because you gotta go over and help against the infantry here. Okay, can you please destroy the back to station? What did I miss? Yeah, Zim is a several thousand year prior to current mod content guy. He popped some huts, then he exploded a little bit. Okay, I think we got it, yeah. Yeah, we got the Cossack Cruiser for the hut, so there's stuff named after him. Thank you, Kopek, again. We ever had the B3s. There are no plans for them. I don't particularly like or want them, but it's another thing where if, especially now that we have like mission rewards, if one of the devs showed up and made it, then I would not object or veto it. So they'd be a potential mission reward situation. I'm probably going to auto-resolve Narhaska. And I'm going to save. Yeah, there are a few B3 options. They just look so dumb to me. I don't like them.
Construction complete.
Ground invasion commencing.
Unit destroyed. System complete.
Okay.
Constructing.
Oh, oof, they never actually got the... We had the bug help us there. Okay, and we wanted to take Munis. With the allegedly dead, but now still alive. I do remember her dying now, but I don't know. I must have loaded the wrong save, but I also don't know where she died that it would have mattered.
Choose your reinforcements.
Okay, Yansu, go down to the southern one. So we'll try to grab this other landing zone.
Another trooper.
We've secured.
Yeah, there's different entries on Wikipedia for new canon and legends, so you're probably on the new canon entry forum where he might have been like a background mention, compared to legends where Zim was a many sourcebook mention.
Forming squad.
Alternatively, you could go to the wrong Zim and end up looking up Invader Zim, which is different. Invader Zim the Despot.
Yay! I'm on point.
You know what? You've already died. This is a reprieve for you, so you can just die again if you need to.
Hey, I'm attacking.
Yeah, that's not going well for her. You may as well just go up to the next landing zone there. Yansu, this is your Chansu. Everyone else go for the vehicles. Oh, that's too bad. They already got you out. Okay, Yansu, go to whatever that is and blow it up. Hypervelocity gun.
We've secured a build pad.
Thank you, Dementia. Appreciate the donation as well as the Providence. Divine Providence that sponsored the stream.
Better come up with a plan.
God, it's so snowy outside, and I think it's the plow that's going by repeatedly, making it sound each time like the door is opening.
Commander.
And it's really throwing me off. I don't know why I'm getting so angsty about someone coming in the door.
Hey, we got here.
A landing
All
zone.
units, charge.
Okay, you're facing the wrong direction, so we can just we can destroy you before you turn around and do bad things to us. Sick. Okay.
Forming squad.
Let's send all these guys up the middle. You can go around, and Yansu, you are going to be our building squad.
Build pad.
How do you get the Yuzon Vong stuff? The Yuzon Vong aren't in the mod yet. We are still a ways away from that.
Squad assignment accepted.
How we'll get it is by modeling it. Fortunately, that means everyone has to wait on it.
Base is under attack.
Yay.
I mean, that's not true, Sky. We do have some. It's just not available in the mod yet.
Activating defense algorithm.
When will the Revan stuff come? We don't have a release date for Revan Japan. Release dates are never known until the mod is in beta. We are not there yet.
Already. Die, Paul.
Got the Hex deployer bombers. Okay, they flew into the wall. Alright, there is
Defense machine.
2 of their capital shipyards. So Rathana and
System conquered.
Nalhutta
Building
are both on
construction.
the docket next. I think we can just go straight for Rathana. We have a pretty big fleet here, so I'm gonna do that.
We're on our
New
way.
unit online.
Construction complete.
See if they have anything here.
Construction complete.
Tactical battle.
They do not. Alright. Just the station. How long do we think it will take to finish Revenge Event? It's kind of impossible to say.
Clones attacking.
Hopefully once the first preview playthrough starts, it'll give people a better idea of where everything stands, but
Choose your reinforcements.
while we've made a lot of progress, there is still a non-trivial amount of stuff to do. Alright, you are Dead Ringer. We have Vengeful Spirit, Black Knight, H.G. Wells, DeLorean,
We'll be there.
Regular Captor, Boo, Ghost of Dooku, yay.
Analyzing failure.
My favorite ship is, again, the Starhawk, Recusant. Providence is up there too, Powder Keg.
Double checking.
Can come in. There's a lot of fighters coming in this way, so I'm going to try to deploy those around you. Let's see.
We no longer have control of.
How many factions will there be in Revenge Revenge? So the first version, the Mandalorian, Sith, and Republic will all be playable. Then the version, like at least a few versions later, maybe the version after that, the Hutts will be playable. Those are the 4 primary planned playable factions.
Enemy forces
But then,
against our
who knows what our punishment addicted team will get up to. Hey, Blackwell. We are
shutdown complete.
making progress, making strides.
Activity alert.
Faster than I thought we would, actually. What type of computer do I use to run Fall of the Republic? So the main thing that matters is getting a computer that has a processor with strong single core speeds. Because the game can only use one core, so a lot of modern computers, like some of the best processors out there, have a lot of cores that are all individually okay, but they really focus on that like multi-core and even some turbo stuff. For Empire War, you just need whatever you can get out of a single CPU core.
Activated.
Yeah, manually overclocking or making sure that the like a lot of processors will have a lower base speed and then rely on like it'll use the Intel boost technology, but EaW I don't think actually makes the processors activate that, so it can sometimes take a bit more manual. That's conjecture on my part. I haven't specifically checked, but I don't think it even takes advantage of individual cores as well as it could. Will Brackersant be a hot hero about the units? We don't typically include canon unless we have to for TR and FOTR.
Initial objective complete.
So he wouldn't really be within the purview of either of those mods. He might show up in Imperial Reign. We don't have plans for him unless he ends up on some optional thing.
Situational prediction, extreme damage. Explosive detected.
Signal lost.
Runaway.
Like, the thing with the Bad Batch is they were already planned.
Detonation.
And it's not like Legends is short on a bunch of other bounty hunters.
We cannot allow Republic forces to retake target Alpha.
Like, the Bad Batch was gonna be part of the Clone War stuff when it was still, like, before the split happened, so even though they didn't come out until afterwards, they're within more of a reasonable range. Whereas in Legends, bounty hunter wise, there's so many of them already, we don't need to pull from canon for it.
General protection fault. Death register.
Final arming sequence engaged. Shutdown in final stages.
Yeah, Vong do have Coral Skippers, which are their fighter types.
Shutdown
They have a bunch of...
sequence nearly
They have basically something at every level that they need. Very convenient that way. Alright. Rothana, even if they don't have many units here, like if they moved all their stuff away before we got here, they'll have a lot of structures, so it's still probably going to be a bit tricky on the ground. We lost. My favorite ship is... We are going to rebuild some of the stuff we've lost, though. So we don't have anything in here that we need to do. Oh, we need tax cuts for mega corporations. Strikehawk. That is not a statement of my political beliefs. I do not want tax cuts for mega corporations, galactic or otherwise. Temparis. We are going to get cheap variants. HMS Greg. Ipori. Oh, we don't have that much money anyways. I need a tax cut for me. For me. That's not bad. For anything but infantry. Actually, we have a lot of super battle droids. Stockpile credits for some munificence. We'll get that next week regardless. And...
Beginning construction.
How come the Gozantis don't produce any fighters? The carrier version of the Gozanti is a different variant.
Building
That's
started.
typically the Imperial new cannon one.
Building under construction.
Do we want to move through Slahiron? Yeah, squadron that carries a squadron. It just gets too deep. Imperial Reign will probably have different scale of combat there too. Like, when we say that we don't do the canon stuff, it's not a judgment call on what's good or not. It's just in the same way that it's not a Star Trek mod. We're doing a Legends mod of that period. Okay, I think it's worth getting that. No, we'll leave that for now because we'll finish the mission in the next week. And I think we may as well just invade
All transport
there.
ships commence landing procedures.
Well, the important thing there, Marmar, isn't that the Bad Batch, like, it's not like one of the devs will show up with anything canon and then it goes in. Like, with the Bad Batch, like I said, the Bad Batch were going to be part of Legends, so they're more of a gray zone that we're okay with, especially on a side mechanic. Or that I'm okay with, at least.
At maximum unit capacity.
And they're at least different from other stuff in that command staff area. We're actually pretty well equipped to just go over the river. We have a lot of strong hover vehicles. You can all go over there. Well, even with the sub-mod or the options menu stuff like the MC-75 and Starhawk, there have been several other new canon ships that have been made with the intent of using them in Imperial Reign, or just because the artist wanted to make them, but they are not going to be on those options. Like, there are 5 or 6 Imperial Reign specific units that have been done, at the very least, that aren't going to be on those options. So we should be able to take this landing zone. We'll land more stuff and go on that side of the base. While our MAF and Protodeca and MTT kill all these. It's not great. Damn, we lost the MAF. I don't want to try to drop the infantry on the lake. Okay, we got that. I think they took the... Did they take the factory? This is not great. Okay, get out of there, Protodeca. We might have to do this a different way. Ooh, they've already killed you. Oh, that's an A5, so they didn't get the factory because that would have been an A4. Everyone else, shoot that. Get the spider droid because that's going to be some AV power for us. We never lost any of the hard points on the Protodeca, so that's good. Will the Maelstrom for the Republic be seen soon? I don't think we have a design for it yet. We sort of have one. Valerie did a concept for it, but there are a few changes that need to be made. So, like, it's close to the highest priority of any unit in Fall of the Republic, but it does not quite exist yet. In the same way that the Empire of the Handground stuff is close to the highest priority of anything, but it just hasn't happened yet. That's slightly different because we have no basis for it. Like, Fall of the Republic is, for the factions that are there, it's as close to finished as anything. Like, it's almost at the point where things like structure models and extra transports would be high in priority above too much with units. Like, Maelstrom probably goes above structures, turrets, and other visual only but hopefully it won't be too long. Okay, we need to get past here. Yeah, the mission system has been entirely recoded, so it's more reliable now. Less funky. I'm not even 100% sure the Conquer Planet missions in the Republic are set up to fire. I've been too lazy to go and check. I redid the entire mission setup. Thank you very much. Protodeca is super close to dead, but it still made it.
Roger, roger.
Bombardment available.
Okay. I'm gonna send this in first. I want the Protodeca to not die. There is not a compatibility mixing mod for Zoom 675 and the other submods. The larger map mods are not made by us at all, so we have nothing to do with any of that. Okay, there we go. Oh, we needed. Now we can get the landings open. Will the regional / historical Galactic Conquest and TR chain together like how Hunt from Malevolence and Rim do in the Republic? No. There's not really a logical way to chain them. Like, it's just different regional areas. Whereas the ones that chain together narratively, there's sometimes some impacts from them chaining together. But there's at least like a narrative. One comes after the other. They're consecutive. Even if they're not like immediately consecutive, there's like this is this one, then the next thing happens. But the regional ones are there's different areas in space, and they're going to be air configurable and air progressive. So there's not really a logical way. Like there's no clear logical connection from one to the next, other than like what's your closest one in either direction. And ends up being extra setup for no real payoff there. Whereas like Hunt for Malevolence to Rimward, there can be some consequences based on what happens there. Yeah, hard-pointed stuff can sometimes heal, it's just often it doesn't. And I've given up trying. Okay. Our infantry should be enough to finish this off. Our poor vehicles have suffered enough. This has not been a friendly battle for them. And I'm sad we lost the MAF. I'll probably just build another one. Yeah, like the hardpoint healing stuff did work reliably before some of the petroglyph patches, but that's always the danger where they can't do like consistent updates. They just have like one chance a year to hopefully go in and do something helpful. There's one specific change that I am always terrified is going to go through when petroglyph patches it, Because there's the regular version of the game that everyone plays, but then there's also a debug exe that they gave modders to be able to go through and test certain things. And it's mostly the same, but it does work a little bit differently for some stuff. Where if you, in this version of it, if you have a prerequisite structure and then you get rid, like you queue up whatever unit it's used to build, then you get rid of the structure, the unit will still build. But in the debug version, if you have a structure that's being used to build something, then that structure goes away, it'll stop building. And the way we do the filters is when I switch these filters, it's actually despawning and spawning in different structures. So each of these tabs actually has a secret hidden structure that's used to put stuff in. So if that change went through, we'd be fucked, because we use that for a lot. Less than we used to, but it would be a problem. We'd have to redo a lot. 2 years ago, it would have killed the mod, but now with the extra story scripting for different factions, it wouldn't be as bad. We'd be able to simulate some of it. We'd be able to redo it with other systems, but it wasn't always such an optimistic outlook. Yeah, underwater battle wouldn't really be possible. You'd have to do like a whole different vehicle and infantry set that are specifically set up as like repulsor craft. It would still look terrible even then.
Construction
Cargo
complete.
ship here.
Like it would never look
Construction
good.
complete.
And it'd be a bunch of assets that we can't use anywhere else. Grievous, you're gonna get
Construction complete.
Assault frigate here.
our subjugator, I think.
Unit in production.
I need some artillery. I think we need to go to Tidaria, which I want to use Grievous for.
Construction complete.
Enemy fleet's about to attack Gamor. No they're not, because I'm gonna move you over there.
Research complete.
robot on the go.
Oh, we actually have a lot of ground stuff here, too. That can be a nice
Cruiser reporting.
add-on for these.
Construction complete.
robot on the go.
Fleet approaching.
Are you off? You're still 62%. That's pretty good. What do the charts look like? Militarily, we're crushing them. It is just now Hutta, yeah. Okay, so it's Toydaria that we're going to. Let's pop these guys back over to
Initiate haste
Slahiron.
protocol.
Tactical battle imminent.
We can't leave them there for too long because they do have the hypervelocity gun, but we'll give her a shot. Oh, also, thank you, Dementia. I missed that. Who would win, one Protodecker or one vanilla MPTL? If the MPTL is a garrison, then the MPTL.
Choose your reinforcement.
Fucking worst decision they made in the game.
Do
Barbados
not
Lupus
allow
Rex.
Republic troops to interfere with the
The fact that they were
complete.
garrisons, like there were MPTLs everywhere as garrisons, it was so infuriating.
Complete both shutdown sequences.
Right away.
Sometimes I end up thinking I want to do base EaW, so I had to scroll on something. And then I remember what that entails. I'm like, no, maybe I'll do the campaigns and that's it. I really enjoy the campaign, the actual missions. The base game the base game Empire and Rebel one gets a little bit too much like the regular Galactic Conquests. There's a bit too much freeform stuff in there for the story campaign for me to want to go back and do them, because you end up having to deal with all the bad mechanics. But the Zan Consortium ones, rather, that's like almost exclusively you can just go through and just do the story missions, and that's fantastic.
And ready.
Beta neutralized.
I thought about doing a video about some of the cut content from EaW 2. Not cut content from EaW 2, but cut content from EaW 2. I don't know what's been cut from EaW 2, it doesn't exist. Alright, they tried. And we have an ion cannon too. That's not great. Not great for them. Is notification. Is it a bad thing? No, it is just a... Okay. We're fine. Everything's fine.
The Republic is here.
Bloop.
Ion cannon firing.
Oh. Johto. Arguably second best Pokemon region.
Roger that. Form up. Awaiting orders. Copy.
Reinforcements on
Sinnoh, Kalos, Johto are definitely the front runners. Unova, okay, I think Unova gets slept on a little bit, but this isn't ranking all the Pokemon regions, so that'll have to be in another video.
Reinforcements en route.
Oh, come on! Please?
Reinforcements en route.
Come on! You brought an interdictor?
Reinforcements en route.
What? Fine. Queen. Which is better, Ion Cannon or Hyper Velocity Gun? I mean, they both have different strengths. Like, situationally, it really depends. The Ion Cannon is a much better force multiplier, whereas the Hyper Velocity Gun can obviously do some more on its own. There's a J1 in that fleet, and an MAF. You guys gotta...
Roger, roger.
1%.
Building under construction.
Invade Foremost from Teth? Let's stop that from happening by just attacking Teth.
Need vehicle.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, we lost a Ruru for that?
TIE squadron here.
How dare you? Okay, you are not a TIE squadron.
Obey.
I can auto-resolve the
TIE squadron here.
subjugator stuff out of there. Lyran 4. Which one is Lyran? That one. Go around.
Tactical battle imminent.
At least this way, even if they destroyed the station,
Tactical battle.
we're gonna get in a place that we can drop on them and they'll all die. What's the next playthrough gonna be? I'm not sure yet. I'm probably gonna end up doing a Patreon poll for it, actually. There's a few options that could work.
Attacking.
Other than, like, the Mandos are definitely gonna be as soon as they're ready.
Choose
Just,
your
they're not gonna be
reinforcements.
ready for at least a little bit longer.
Moving into position.
Yeah, the Ion Cannon also drains energy, which is a resource that ships have in the game that is not really exposed to the player in any way. So it doesn't impact a ton, or there's not a ton that impacts it, I should say, because it can impact a lot when it does come into play. But there's no way to display it, so it just doesn't... There's not really a good way to use it without it just being very confusing for the player. Yeah, I think we're gonna move these guys over to Foremost as well.
Self-preservation protocols.
I do want to do another community challenge playthrough, but
Tactical battle imminent.
not yet. It could actually be a reasonable thing to do soon, because I usually end up doing those towards the start of the year. Why is it if you have a wayfinder, you're defending your space, I'll jump in? Because the Pathfinder unit only applies on
Do not
offense.
allow Republic
That's
forces
just
to halt
the way
progress.
Petroglyph set it up. Unfortunately, cannot be changed, even though being able to properly deploy your own units on defense would
Form confirmed.
probably be a thing people
Republic
like.
cruiser has sustained critical damage.
Focus your efforts.
Heading out. All out.
Mandy.
Orders. Victory conditions approach.
Highly accurate.
A lot of that kind of stuff is just not
Communications are
moddable.
necessary for backup.
Deny them any chance to escape.
Focus efforts on target Alpha.
I came. I saw.
Well, I think the utility for me at least would be less about arranging them differently or moving them back to the base. It'd be going towards the attacking force faster in some situations. But like when we got attacked there, it would have just been a straight buff to us.
Be right there.
Now would be a good time to insert ads. Thank you, YouTube. I'll consider it, but I won't do it.
Constructing.
I mean, maybe in the VOD it'll happen, but that's all automatic. Then I have to go back and change it when someone points out to me that why are there 600 ads? Because live streams, YouTube will fucking automatically insert about 6,000 of them. Thank you, Kopak, again. Asking who's your favorite Star Wars bounty hunter? Zuckuss. Zuckuss is best.
Subjugator reporting.
Or Zuckuss. Nobody likes him.
Roger, roger.
Alright, we have the Subjugator.
Continue control tower
Construction
defense.
complete.
Zuckuss, not Suckus. Don't you dare. Don't you dare take Zuckuss's name in vain. He's a little Gond bounty hunter. With Forlom, the protocol droid.
Hostile detected.
Choose your reinforcements.
Nice proving.
Let's move
This is a family-oriented stream.
Reinforcements arrive.
I would not say Suckus. Uh-oh. Ah, fuck. Okay. See, the funny part there is that I said it's a family-oriented stream, and I intentionally found a reason to swear right afterwards.
It seems that the force has failed the enemy.
It's probably not actually Zuckuss. He was just the first one I liked that I thought of. But I need to think about it more. I'm probably not thinking of one that I actually like more, but what did I think of Cad Bane and Book of Boba Fett? I liked him. Like, I know people got super upset about the head shape being differently proportioned, but like, there's a difference between the Duros in episode 4 who don't have to talk and Cad Bane who does have to talk. And I didn't think was it Corridor Digital that did the different version of it? I didn't think that looked like better. I thought it was fine how it was.
Construction complete.
Okay, we'll go to Teth.
Forces.
It's unfortunate that he died right away, but he was old. He had a good life. Surprised we got him at all.
Copy.
Don't cry because it's over.
Choose your reinforcements.
Smile because it happened. In shitty cursive writing over a black and white picture of Cad Bane bleeding out on the ground.
What's the mission? I see it. Be right there. Heading there now.
Lots of clones.
Skywalker reporting.
I mean, could he have been a great villain for Book of Boba Fett Season 2? Sure. But he's dead now. But it's Star Wars, so is he dead? Probably not. No, he was pretty dead. They already used their non-dead character slot on Timothy Oliphant. So I don't think you can do that twice in one scene. That gets a little bit more questionable. What we knew about Boba? I mean, you mean the part where he was a fucking weird religious fanatic who got upset about people having premarital sex? Legends Boba is not a particularly consistent character. And then you get to like the Legacy of the Force Karen Travis stuff, like, ah yes, well Boba can actually, he can teach Jaina fucking Solo how to defeat a Sith Lord. Because Mandalorians are good at killing Jedi now, even though they haven't done it in a while. This is a lot of infantry. And I think a lot of dead cats. Okay. Go to safety up there. We need destroyer droids. I really want the BX commandos. Laura, can you please take the landing zone? I just want to be able to bring in the BX commandos. Okay, well, the droidica are going to have to handle that landing zone. They're just coming in everywhere in here. Yeah, like, if Boba wanted to teach Jaina anything about Jedi, he should have been teaching her how to get her dad's head off. Got him. Like, it was cool that we got to see Scorch in an itty-bitty cameo in Bad Batch. Who would have thought that, of all the clones, Scorch would be the one that stays loyal to the Empire? There's also, I guess, like, Dark Forces, where Boba gets his ass beat by Kyle before he's even a Jedi. So I really just don't understand what Jaina was doing there. It's basically my bottom line when it comes to that part of the Legacy of the Force books. Like, I can't really think of any successful fight Boba had against Jedi. He was basically just like a lifelong, if it was wrestling, he was like a lifelong heel fall guy. I'm not a wrestling guy. All I know is what they talked about on Knowledge Fight. But okay, congratulations on beating Vader's 6'4" asthmatic ass. I'm a 5'10" asthmatic ass, so I'm allowed to say that. 5'9". It was weird that we went through 6 episodes of Book of Boba Fett, with 2 of them, or was it 8? 7 or 8? 7? Either way, where 2 of the episodes did not have Boba Fett in them, and he never really fired his gun. Even in situations where it made sense to. That was always a little bit weird. This has been basically Jabin.
Unit destroyed.
Move it.
All right.
Give me just a few seconds.
Okay, can you just destroy that?
Armed for combat.
We've lost so much. Sora, please, for the love of God. Oh no. Sora's stuck.
Ready. Compensate.
Our only chance.
Circuits functional.
Once the field base and those infantry are gone, will Sora be able to move? No.
Retreat unobtainable. Retreat is advised.
We've secured a land.
He's in the landing zone. Well, not great.
Send in the ground.
Not ideal.
for an invasion.
Where do you need me?
Choose your reinforcements.
Well, at least that was most of the garrisoned units. Not the garrison units, but the units that were garrisoned on the planet. They are distinct.
Awaiting your signal. On my way. Okay.
Okay, you guys get the landing zone.
What's
Sora,
the mission?
take out the structure.
Better come up with a plan.
We've secured
Selected.
a landing zone.
The clones are out there.
Okay.
They're waiting for us.
We have some commandos, so we clearly didn't kill everything. Hopefully, I'm gonna just get my own field base
Forming
with
squad.
Blackjack.
Choose your reinforcements.
Move it.
And hopefully that's enough
Shake.
for good things to happen. I'm gonna send these B1s over to that landing zone because we know there's probably a field base going up there. And Sora, just keep going towards the base. We're gonna be more proactive here.
Follow me. I'm on point. Pretty impressive.
Downloading instructions. Blocking the sky.
Hellfires can take out the turrets pretty easily.
Stay close to me.
If they... Okay, get a little bit closer. You're making me embarrassed in front of all my friends.
Forming squad. Hey, that's for my predecessor.
Arming. Powering motivators. Armed for combat.
Now, without that field base, we're in much better shape.
Nice.
I want the sensors. I'm not all that concerned about
I'm here.
We've
credits now.
secured a building.
No use trying to leave.
Ready. Missile robot on the go. Move it.
We've lost a build pad.
Scanning. Yes, sir. Last radius check.
Okay, they're gonna have another turret here, so I think we need Sora to go up first, because the force is not stopped by shields. E. Okay, well, we're not going to benefit from that anymore anyways, and they're not going to be able to hold up to that. Anything. I think he's come back again. Dev should have been with Rex and Wolf and Rebels, not Gregor. I mean, Sev hadn't been introduced yet. There's no reason to believe that, like, Rex and Wolf would know him if he was. Like, we've only seen Scorch at this point. Baloney probably in 2006 wasn't going to be caring too much about Repcom. I think it makes more sense that the people who had been working together had that relationship going on, rather than bringing in someone else. Okay, we're gonna have the shields down in a second. So we've made it. Keth was a tricky one. I was expecting a much easier battle the first time we came in here, to be honest. I got cocky, and then Protodeca died. Poor Protodeca. What else is in here?
Reinforcement point contested.
Dora, do you need to...
Got it.
Oh, look at that.
Bombardment available.
Is that it? Yep, that was it. It is John Boyega, but Charlie can't read, is the joke there. Charlie doesn't exactly know Star Wars. Or John Boyega. I guess John Boyega is not an exclusively Star Wars topic. He's his own person. Alright, Toydaria.
Odds of success increasing.
So we've got Toydaria, then that's one jump from Nalhada.
Another trooper.
I mean, we kind of know what happened to one member of Delta Squad in canon now.
Choose your reinforcements.
We know that Scorch is fascist sin.
Ambush successful.
Alright, audit the Fed, money efficient, ex post facto, bread and butter, plug and chug. Are you hitting Grievous or are you hitting the Subjugator? Okay, you're hitting the Subjugator, which is called Devastation, but it's technically not Devastation because Devastation looks different. Cheaper alternative. The Subjugator is actually pretty high on the list for updates, with hopefully a Devastation variant.
Your orders, Commander?
Target those lasers.
Engaging the enemy vessel. All crew on alert.
Protect the control tower. Prevent a design vulnerability from becoming clear.
Oh yeah, I don't think I paid too much attention to it last time, but there has been... It is a different model now for the bigger recusant. This guy did. I think I talked about it a little bit earlier on in the campaign, but didn't show it off too much. The Devastation is the front-facing Subjugator.
Analysis.
Yeah. Rather than the side ion cannons. Okay, Ian Sue, you come over here. And I think that means
Construction complete.
I'm gonna send these guys into Bothawui.
Commence destruction of
Woo!
Republic forces.
Bothawui!
Hostile detected.
Woo!
Choose your reinforcements.
As in, woo, maybe someday we'll show up in a show or something. Okay, Storm Force.
General
We
defense.
got All Ohio.
Duration of events
We got
2 years.
Scylla. We got our bribe money at work. We got Big Scrimpin. We got Corey Loves Nebula on V2s. That is fucking lies and slander. Dental Floss Cutter. Okay, we're gonna hold on. Bolivex. Go in the front. Diamonds as well. We get some of that point defense in. We got the hard cells. Dante there. Lupuses. We're gonna throw our own missiles at them, and then we're gonna put Intergalactic Danking Plane in the front. Auxiliary.
Route to Newport.
New unit online.
Majority reticle recently calibrated. How are you doing that?
Okay,
We
get
have
that.
not met
Don't.
requirements for success.
No forwarding.
Roger, roger. Clear shot.
Cruiser reporting. The lasers are our
Oxygen
target.
All
standby.
units decommissioned immediately. Enemy forces. We no longer have control of.
Cannon down.
You can't have my part.
Okay. Bulwarks, you have shield killing abilities. Use those.
Waiting order.
Don't waste your ion cannon until there's nothing else for you to shoot.
Eliminate turret.
Shutdown complete. Ambush successful.
Uh-oh.
Assault Brigadier.
General Grievous frowns on such ineptitude, usually with a lightsaber.
Any of the CIS's arguments about the Republic being corrupt are undercut by them being the biggest sign of the Republic's corruption.
Destroy turret.
Activated.
Hold your ground. Battle is in target. Target acquired.
Ready.
Power up.
Roger that. Attack.
Uh-oh.
Form up.
It'd be like if fucking Blackwater/X was like, you know, we really gotta do something about this whole military-industrial complex thing.
Fire.
Initial objective complete. Signal lost.
Charge up.
Copy.
Victory is inevitable. Victory is
Supported by all the arms manufacturers.
I copy.
Now from today's sponsor, Raytheon.
We cannot allow Republic forces to retake target Alpha.
negative life form confirmed.
You need to clean your house, but don't want to spend that much time doing it?
Current target
Well,
acquired.
today's sponsor, Raytheon, has a solution for you. Here goes tonight.
Final arming sequence engaged.
Now you can clean your living room from 5 kilometers away.
Reporting. Attack that target.
Shutdown sequence nearly complete.
Waiting orders.
Power up for you. Terminate. Daisy, Daisy.
Okay. We've killed all the actual
Republic
units.
troops secure target Alpha.
Bulwarks, I think going for the Golem 2 makes most sense. I'm gonna hold you back a little bit, because you have no shields.
Standing by.
And then you guys don't want to be left.
Countdown approaching.
So the Providence Dreadnought can kill the Golem 1, and then it can loop in to help against the Golem 2. I'm gonna send the Mini Providence to help its big brother there.
Republic bombers detected.
Takes a shot. Activating defense algorithm. Bye-bye, tiny metal humble.
Assault Brigadier.
And we'll see more Star Wars Eclipse stuff. Star Wars Eclipse is the game that I'm okay with dying a quiet death in the background.
Update. Republic bomber
TBH.
met with failure.
It's not dead. Like there's been some like investor messages for NetEase. Is it that bought Quantic Dream? So it still exists, but still fucking David Cage.
Shields online.
Evacuating conflict.
Auxiliary blast is destroyed.
Dooku was working with non-humans, but he also thought the plan was that they were screwing over the CIS. Like, Dooku didn't think that he was going to end with Newt Gunray in charge of everything.
Auxiliary standing by.
Oh no. Your efficiency exceeded by
Shields back online.
Generally, he's shown as having a good amount of contempt for the CIS leaders, but
Eliminate fighters.
he was also...
Standing by.
he didn't realize he was being used as well.
Target those lasers.
Silly little scamp.
Persistent destroyer at the station.
Their laser cannon. Waiting order.
Blast doors operational.
Yeah, like, honestly, if, even if Eclipse comes out, I may miss that one. Considering it's my job to cover Star Wars stuff, I might end up having to, but I don't know. I'd rather just not. Okay, we only lost SMS Eden on that. Things got a little bit tricky for some of our units. And we are going to take Toydaria.
Send in the ground forces for an invasion.
See, if Star Wars Eclipse announced tomorrow that they were getting rid of David Cage and instead Nicolas Cage was going to run the company, then we all win.
Moving.
The fight's not over.
But
Public is here.
they're fucking cowards and they'll never do it.
Construction complete.
Oh, do you not have... Okay, she does have it. So, what I'm trying to say is... give Nicolas Cage a Star Wars game, you fucking cowards. Okay, it looks like this is mostly infrastructure. So yeah. They don't seem to have any defensive units there either.
Achieved.
Constructing.
I'm gonna move her back to take Bothawi.
Tactics.
Is that a thing that we're interested in? We must be.
New orders.
Building started.
I mean, the trailer was like a rendered thing. It wasn't like... it has nothing to do with the actual game itself. None of that was in any way related to gameplay. It was just like basic setting information. That is incredibly weird, Marmar. This isn't the X2 chat, Marmar. You need to behave here.
Construction complete.
Invasion commencing.
You can't hope that I'll get distracted by my own fucking Fortnite character's ass like Charlie does. I actually read this chat. Look who it is. Did they not move? Did they have a free store issue there? I don't know if Rayon wants that power, Nolan.
Fight's not over.
He's rejected the power before.
Need it, sir. Of course.
We've secured a build
So
pad.
tiny. Cute little fighter. Okay. I'll help you on that.
More of them.
I mean, cinematic trailers aren't anything new,
We've secured a build pad.
but With Eclipse, it was slightly more in that direction.
Maximum unit capacity.
Because it seems like the announcement of Eclipse was part of a broader hope to get new investment in the company, get someone to buy the company, and saying, hey, we're making a Star Wars game is a really good way to get people interested in investing. But, okay, let's see if we can get to that landing zone with just those. Grievous, you are... You know what, go for the ATT with Yansu. Do they own a license to make one? Yeah, like, they have the license with Eclipse. They didn't just make that out of nowhere. But it seems like Eclipse was announced very early in order to drum up some extra interest in the company. Disney would have been very upset with them if they announced they were making a Star Wars game that didn't have a license. They weren't licensed. That would not have ended well for them. That would not have driven up the value of their company. That would have been a negative. Don't go too far. Oh shit. Get snips. Get snips.
I've made peace
She got
with the
snipped.
Force. Have you?
Yeah, the thing with the Indigenous Unit affiliation is that the maps are the same files, so unless we have multiple versions of the map, which gets to be really annoying to handle, then TR takes priority. In the future, we'll have different ways to handle that, but it's just... Doing militia reworks or local forces reworks has been on the priority list for a while. We just haven't gotten there yet. Okay, run Grievous. Can I bomb Anakin? Okay, he's gonna be coming in for Grievous. Shit. That's gonna die. Everyone protect Grievous. Yakety sax! Yakety sax! Where's the yakety sax? Okay, now turn around and act like you won. Ah, yeah! You're the better duelist, Grievous. And that is how you cheat. Not me. What I did was a legitimate RTS strategy. What Grievous did was fucking cowardly bullshit, like not putting Nicolas Cage in charge of a Star Wars game. Am I waiting for the Great War Western Front? I am. I am definitely gonna give that a try when it's out. I'm highly offended that I didn't get invited to their limited testing run thing where they gave it to a bunch of YouTubers who weren't me. What's that sensor? You know what? There's an AA turret there, but we're gonna go for this anyways. Did my best. Alright, you guys run over. You as well. And we're gonna get this landing zone. Imagine surviving against Anakin and then just dying to this random ass 18. It'd be so embarrassing for Grievous. Get you. I was hoping to land stuff closer in, but it looks like that's not going to be a possibility. Fires. Okay, Grievous. Run on in. You can now take this landing zone. Yeah, Grievous would go down to his munificent form. He's not on his lowest level. Oh, come on, it was so close. They must have a field base on that one down south. Magna Guards, you can grab this. Oh, look at that. They have their capital here now. That's why there's so much.
Ready. Keep blocking the sky.
Cossacks 2 Napoleonic War be modded? I have no idea. I have never played it. I've never looked into modding it. Not Rip Grievous. He will be back slightly weaker. Wiser for it.
Units detected. Audio trace detected. Mark eliminated. Negative on visual scan. Victim
Okay. He should be able to get you.
Disengaging.
And then let's
Pull back.
get into the base. So that's Ahsoka and Anakin that are dead
Visual scan.
after having not really moved anywhere, I guess.
Eliminated. Audio trace detected. Visual scan.
Run them over.
Look out.
Thank you. Good job.
Falling back. Pull out. Audio trace detected. Your command. They are running. Go for their engine.
Bathoui is for Botany. Oh no, Grievous. He's gone. Where are they invading? Kessel? Oh, they're already on Kessel. That's... Ain't that a kick in the teeth. But it's time for us to go for the last shipyard. No, you can't just have the planet! Fine, you can just have the planet. What do I care?
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, so they didn't build up the station. I don't know how long they've actually had now, Hada. They must have taken it. Like, I know they took it from the huts. But... Did the events change for that, Sky? It should have been based on any death for him triggers the respawn. But I've never lost Grievous on ground,
Critical
so...
flaw detected. Separatist dreadnoughts.
Okay, Devastation, come in and do the thing that your name is. Did you like the scene, Dana?
Binary input. They are running. Go for their engines. Target their hangars.
Republic cruiser has sustained critical damage.
They tried. They didn't actually really try there. They just kind of died. They left.
Tactical battle imminent.
That's not actually going to be that difficult. Okay, this is the replacement battle of Nalhuta. Nalhuta. Oh.
Choose your reinforcements.
Oh, Chamba Wamba sword.
Scanning. Here's a quick fix. Check your flanks.
S Club 7.
Heading there now.
S
That's my
Club.
mark.
Oxo standing
The
by.
engines are our primary target.
Targeting as
Our
ordered.
target priority
Standing
is
by.
rising. Target those lasers.
Kill enemy unit.
Alright, well. That's the last Avenger we're gonna have to kill.
Proximity alert.
They are running. Go for their engines.
They are not in fact running.
Orders, Commander.
They are getting destroyed. My voice is getting destroyed as well, apparently.
Enemy vessel. Targeting as ordered. Engaging the enemy vessel.
Hitting the score just increased by 0.03%.
I guess with the way the triggers work, maybe it never worked. What do I know? Oh yeah, the Great Fox model that I threw together in the space of an afternoon. 4 hours on that bit.
Construction complete.
What did I get for it? Nothing.
Construction complete.
You are not very infantry full, are you? How many infantry do you have with you? None. How about you? That's actually a lot of infantry. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna attack Circumtor.
Moving out.
I'm gonna attack Circumference. That we can go through.
Tactical battle imminent.
I mean, I as much as I'd love to make another Star Fox model that's higher poly and get sued by Nintendo for releasing it as a sub-mod for people.
Reinforcements.
Sky did do an Advance Wars tank yesterday. Thank you, Fat Man Rolling. Very appreciated.
I copy. Target those lasers.
Hope you're having a good 2023 as well. Mine's been good so far. But yeah, so Sky did the Advance Wars tank, and there was a weird blurb before it, so it seemed weird, but I didn't recognize it. And Nolan and I both independently had the same reaction of like, this just looks like a C-Ruby tank. But I don't think we can get away with it. I'm still tempted to tell her, like, pick some more fucking music. But probably not. Probably not the best idea. Will Providence feature for the Imperial Reign as possible units for the Rebels? I mean, there'd be a few for the Confederate holdouts. And there's also Rebel 1, which we do have Toblerone's asset for. But don't even need to make...
Right away.
Wait, no, I wanted to go the other way. Other way. This way. Now, Hutta.
Heading out.
The Rebels, it's difficult to tell people what their roster will include because there's certain situations where it'll be dependent on player choice. As far as that goes.
Better come up with a plan.
Choose your reinforcements.
The fight's not over.
The hope with them is that they'll feel a bit more like an eclectic mix around certain cores of
Roger, roger.
common Rebel ships. Or iconic range. They still have to be recognizable in Rebels. That's a problem for the future. For discussion and announcement and everything for the future.
Fight's not over. Roger, roger. Hey, nice. Too close.
No, the sequel to the Sith is the Hapen government mechanic where
Destroy the clone.
the Cortana Cause family doesn't win, where it's the other houses that take over.
All ready. Roger, roger. Squad assignment accepted. Better come up with a plan. We made it.
Secured a build pad.
Wow, we really killed him.
We've lost a build pad.
Forming squad.
This is how the Hapens get the Eclipse for some reason.
Successful tactical adjustment.
I've always wanted to own a senator.
Load your tab.
The real question is, which senator was it
Roger, roger.
that Tiberzan bought? Was it Senator Scramble Free or Senator Sneak Away?
I hate clowns. More of them. We got
Look at those clowns in Congress.
squad. Ready.
Aren't they such clowns?
Calculating attack. Full assault mode. I'm on point. We made it.
How does he stay on top of the news like that? This is definitely one of the worst base game maps that has made it more or less unedited into the modern era. And it was the one when we did our map review that we had the least specific ideas on improving, but really it all involves taking out part of this mountain. Or like there's not really that many good elements to the map. It's not even that pretty. Like, I don't know how worth it saving is. That is true, Oz. I hadn't considered that. Clearly it's what needs to happen.
We made it. Already.
Everything has to be astronomical, or to piss Bob off, astrological.
We really killed him. Hey, don't leave. It's arming. No, you don't. No use trying to leave. Uh-oh. Successful tactical adjustment. No use trying to leave.
There's ways. It's not that it's ugly in a visually pleasing way though. Like, you can have ugly that looks good. This map is fine visually, I guess, for what it is. But it's also like shit to play on. It's one of the least fun maps to play on.
Visual scan negative.
Bombing run.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate the donation.
Unit destroyed.
Forming squad.
I think we need some hailfires.
Obey.
We made it. I hate clones.
Yeah, just go through the hole. And eventually they're gonna win.
We've secured a build pad.
Missile armed. Weapons activated.
Hey, we got here. Wow, we really killed him.
I might have been a little bit fast on this. Okay, no, we're good. Oh, there's another one. Love it.
Ready to destroy the clones. Hey,
See, if they focus on the infantry,
A build pad.
then we get through better.
Program activated.
No use trying to leave. Hunter program loaded.
I don't think interdictor victories exist per se, but wasn't there... Fuck, in the Swarm War, I'm trying to think, there was like a victory... Yeah, I think it was a BSD. It might have had... Oh shit, it might have had interdictors in it. Was that something else? Fuck, I don't remember what that ship had. Yeah, the Admiral Akbar. It had the tractor beam thing, but didn't it also have... Oh shit, yeah, that. Literally just looked at it. I don't think it had interdiction.
Ready.
Did it have a grav well on that? On the Admiral Akbar?
Selected.
Hey, nice.
Missile ready. Compensating for shield.
Alright, well. We are at the last of the... Oh shit. Last of the structures. You guys, please shoot that.
A build pad.
Thank you.
Your command.
We've lost a build pad.
Oh no.
Now we can bomb that.
Bombardment available.
And bombard it.
Secured a build pad.
There it is.
And it is proven that machines are superior.
System control achieved.
And there that is.
Researching.
Alright. We have secured all the shipyards.
Research complete.
So that is going to do it for our playthrough of the Rimworld campaign. Hope you have enjoyed this look at Joel's Fancy New GC, the new map that is coming in Fall of the Republic 1.3, along with the new progressive maps that will hopefully be done soonish. But we are continuing on with the EaW playthrough. I'll think about what we're going to do for a next campaign soon, but next weekend, or not next weekend, next Friday. I guess that's technically the weekend, but I'll still be working at that point, so it's not quite the weekend yet. But next weekend, next Friday, I think we are going to do the new Stargate Pegasus Chronicles Galactic Conquest. And hopefully by the week after that, I'll figure out something else for the following playthrough. There should be a poll on Patreon soon about that. And then hopefully, as we finish Ariado, hopefully the campaign that replaces Ariado is going to be the Mandalorians in the Mandalorian Wars Galactic Conquest with our first playthrough of Revan's Revenge. So I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that can happen. But for patrons, you'll be able to vote on the next campaign soon if you want to become a patron and get a name ship in one of these fun little campaigns that we do. There's a link to that in the description or patreon.com/CoreyLoses. But thank you for the donations. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed the series. It's been a fun one, and hope you have a good weekend. We'll be back on Sunday playing some Pulsar on Twitch. Sunday night with Scarecrow, Slevert, and Inertial. Slevert's computer actually works this time. But thanks again, everyone. Have a good night, and hope to see you next time.